All right. Hello, everyone. So it's Keely again. Hopefully, you're having a great day. A little bit chilly out here. It would be great if could go somewhere warmer. Um, if only it was as easy as taking your Sims on vacation. If only. Speaking of freezing, today's build is the Freezer Bunny Thrifty. So, if you have the high school years pack, you've probably been to the thrift store. I've been there a couple times with my Sims, and I wasn't all that thrilled with how it looked on the outside. The inside was fine. I honestly didn't realize until when I was redoing this that there was an upper floor that I had just never been to. So I thought it was kind of a waste of space. So I thought that I would try to utilize the space more effectively and make it more fun on the outside because I thought, if it's a thrift store, I thought it would be more fun on the outside than what it ended up looking like. Here's where I decided to try to figure out how and which type of brick I'm going to use for the bottom. Took me a couple tries to decide on what I liked the most. I had recently just gotten the pastel pot kit as well, so I wanted to utilize that to make it cute and make it more fun than it was before. So here we go. I started on the very fun color scheme in my opinion. I wanted to do like a blue and pink, something that I don't normally do. And it's a thrift store, and I themed in the Freezer Bunny later, so it had to have pink in it. So I went for a pink and an orange and my favorite mint color. And I originally went in with this brown siding, although I wasn't all that thrilled on it, which is why I ended up changing it after some deliberation. Today's joke of the day is, what is a bug's least favorite core exercise? So think about that while you're watching, is what is a bug's least favorite core exercise? I did a core workout yesterday. We did some flutter kicks, and I did do this exercise. And I do feel a little bit sore from yesterday. It was a better idea than going outside. It was freezing here. Again, why I wish I could go somewhere warmer. Just a little bit too cold for me right now here. So here we go, putting in some of our necessities for the thrift store. Took me a little while to figure out how I wanted to have all this laid out, and there were some things I didn't quite fit in there. It took me a while to get the shelving right. I didn't realize you couldn't put the thrift clothes hanger like right next to the wall. So here's where I just plop in all the pastel pop stuff, because this was the first time I had actually used this set, and I wanted to see everything that there was and see what kind of swatches I had to work with. So I wanted to make sure that I included a lot of these items. Next, I went through to try to find some of the other retail items I would need, and I actually um, put in a couple extra details, like I believe I put in a desk later and things like that, and like a computer and everything. And the computer that comes with the pastel pot kit is super cute. I really like it, although I think that everything's super cute, so take that with a grain of salt. So here we go, trying to figure out where the bubble tea place is going to go, because I realized I was going to have the staircase there. So I ended up doing the top floor is the bubble tea area, and the main floor is the thrift store, essentially. But you could sit upstairs or downstairs. And I wanted to make sure that I had a balcony or somewhere to sit, because I thought that that would be nice. You get your bubble tea, and presumably, we have some nice weather in The Sims, hopefully, whatever day, and you come check it out. I really wanted to use the fun sparkly stuff from like what they have for the prom um, tables and all that kind of stuff, but I ended up using that in a later build that I'll post probably in a little while. That was a fun one as well. So I normally don't use the very ornate and fancy stuff, and I did go pretty fancy with that build. I actually did take my Sims there. I plopped it into my regular game too. I plopped this in my regular game as well because I was really happy with how it turned out. And I'd rather have it replaced the thrift store that was already located there. I can't believe it's already almost 2023. 2022 has went by really fast. I don't know if it has for you or not, but I know it has for me. And it's been a good year. Hopefully, it's been a good year for you as well. Um, Almost crazy to think that we are 3 years into the 20s, although that sounds kind of funny. So, yeah, hopefully your next year coming up is amazing. I should have used the cat mailbox again. I always don't use it, and then I'm like, oh, I should have used it. But then, like, all my houses would have the cat mailbox, and that would be kind of, that wouldn't be as exciting. We had a squirrel outside today at our bird feeder, had some bird seed out, no peanuts, but some bird seed. There's a squirrel I used to feed, and the poor thing just didn't really have much of a tail left. I remember seeing it around one time, and I would call it like a rat tail squirrel because the poor thing, all it had was like all the fur was gone. It was like a lion tail or like a rat tail. It was just like completely thin, and then there was like a little bit of fur at the end. The poor thing. I'd see it, hopping around. Very easy to distinguish that squirrel from other squirrels. Last year's scroll calendar, I normally have a scroll calendar, and this year's too. It's always fun. I'll be able to take out the pictures of the squirrels and put them up around my house. This carpet was fun. It kind of reminds me of a roller rink. Not that we have the ability to like build a roller rink. I mean, I guess you could. You could build like a roller rink and have it on like the third setting of walls and put it in that way and have one of the roller rinks already pre-made that like comes with the game with seasons. But I thought that that would be perfect like flooring for like a roller rink. So maybe I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll have to make a house with the really tall walls and see if I can get that inside there to make a roller rink. You put in some popcorn from the what is it? The movie hangout stuff or movie night stuff, and yeah, could make a pretty cute roller rink. Speaking of roller rinks, I remember that one time in like elementary school, they they make you take the standardized testing in the U.S. and everything. I think that's probably commonplace in a lot of other countries as well. Some type of standardized testing to see how students are doing, and as an incentive one year, they were like, oh, we'll take you to the roller rink depending on, however much your score improved from the previous year. And I remember we went, and one of my friends actually fell and they broke their arm. So, you leave, you're like, yeah, going to the roller rink, woo. And then, next day you come into school with a cast on. Like, what happened to you? Oh, well, that party yesterday that the school took us to. Yeah, I fell and broke my arm. Poor kid, poor kid. Honestly, that'd be something that I would do. I'm honestly surprised I did not break an arm roller skating. It's been a really long time since I have roller skated. I don't really like roll like wheels under my feet. I just, I can't even stay upright on flat surfaces, more or less on rolling surfaces. So I don't try to take my risks here. Um, I do really like the carpet. Um, I don't really use this carpet very often, but I thought that it was kind of fun. So I wanted to continue the pink and teal theme inside, same as I did outside. And I thought that the carpet would look really nice with that. I'm not a huge cow print person, but I thought that the different colored cow prints were kind of cute. Um, and I did enjoy putting I did enjoy putting those up. I haven't used this little message board yet. I'm assuming the Sims can like leave a message to each other or something like that, kind of like the Parenthood message board, except it doesn't have the functionality to say like, oh, so and so, you're gonna get in trouble because of curfew or things like that. I'm assuming you can just leave a message. I'll have to try it out. But yeah, the only thing that I was a little disappointed with this kit was that those pictures I have up in the back where the little where I'm messing around with the little lights and stuff back there, and you can't see it now because I just scrolled away from it. But um, yeah, I just scrolled away from it again. But the little pictures that come in like the set of three, you can't size them up. I was very disappointed about that. Normally you can size stuff up, but there's some sort of shadow or something. And that was super disappointing that you can only keep it at the small size because it's not, it doesn't look right if you try to size it up. This picture right there, not the mirror, but the picture set. So that kind of sucked. I didn't realize that until I tried to size it up. And I was thoroughly disappointed. Tried to add some, art and music spirit here. We've got our microphone, and then I had the hardest time figuring out where to put these shelves. I talked about this earlier. Um, I just didn't really like how I placed them anywhere. Um, so I did that for I don't know how long. Yeah, I was looking for very specific like arts type of materials to put on the desk. I really like the items that came with the high school years pack, but I don't know, maybe it's just my computer or maybe just my game, but has anyone been able to successfully use the like sneak out window no matter how I tried to place the window and the trellis and stuff like that? It never works for me. And my sim has only been invited to like sneak out once and it like didn't work. It could be something with one of the mods that I have in my game or um, custom content that I have, but I was thoroughly disappointed. Like that was one of the huge functionality aspects that was supposed to be added, and like the whole idea of going to school. And I remember following my Sims to school, and the idea was I had one Sim who, really wanted to do well in school, and the other sim was going to be a sim who kind of just, skipped class and did whatever. And I found that my sim that wasn't going to class was getting better grades than my sim who was going to class. And it kind of just ruined the experience for me. I was like, what's the point of me even sending my sim to school? Because the sim that's never done their homework, skips class, doesn't show up to class, and, doesn't get in trouble for skipping class and doesn't get caught gets better grades. I was like, it kind of ruined the storytelling aspect of it for me, and I was very confused. So I'd be interested to know. I know not really anyone watches these, but if you do and you happen to want to let me know, please do because I found that very disappointing. Again, it could just be based on the amount of CC that I have, which is not a lot, but I don't have the fanciest computer, or maybe it was just something else in particular in my game, but I wasn't able to really use it to the fullest extent. That was super disappointing. So I ended up having to send like the one sim solo, like by themselves, just to the rabbit hole that I didn't want to do well. Because otherwise, if I took them to school with the sim that wanted to do well, it didn't really matter. They would get like the opposite of grades of like the work that they put in. It didn't really make any sense. Um, so I don't know if that's happened to anyone else. Here's where I started to finish up the bubble tea area upstairs. Try to put in some windows. I wanted to use that shelf, but I didn't really have a spot for it at that time, so I just kind of let it be. For yeah, I ended up putting it over there, the little shelf, because for a while I had that little clothing rack, as you could see, but the sim can't really get over there, and I still think I ended up moving around some of those other clothing racks, just because they were kind of in the way. When I was done building this, I was like, what the heck did I use from Parenthood? Well, it was those little skateboards that I just put on the wall like 2 seconds ago. I was really confused. I was like, what did I use? And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I don't think that I've since visited this lot since I put it in, but I'm definitely going to have to. in my regular game. I know I placed it, but I don't think I did anything with it particularly yet. I really wanted to put the little photo studio inside, but it didn't quite work, so I thought that I'd just put it outside since it is outside by the carnival area. And here's where I brought in the Freezer Bunny idea, and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so cute. Um, so I sized him down a little bit, put him in the front and put him in the back because I'm a sucker for the Freezer Bunny. I think the Freezer Bunny is so cute. I don't know if you also think the Freezer Bunny is cute. I thought about using those details, but they just didn't look right. And so I just stuck with the Freezer Bunny out the one side. But yeah, let me know. Do you like the Freezer Bunny? This awning, I had to size down because otherwise it didn't look right. But it just tied in more with the pink and the bunny eye aspects. And I wish there were more Freezer Bunny themed items. I would have totally thrown them in. But I think that the only really main things is there's a couple like posters from City Living and um, there's like the guitar, which I should have thrown in there, but I didn't. Um, and I think that that's like kind of the extent of it. Um, but yeah, so back to today's joke. So, what is a bug's least favorite core exercise? So, think about it for a second, and then I'm going to tell you what the answer is. For this, the more you know about core exercises, the more obviously you have to pick from. And the answer to this joke is dead bugs. No bug likes to have an exercise named after a dead bug. So, that's today's joke. Um, But yeah, so here I go finishing up the rest of the build, just looking for little items to like fit on the top of the shelves, just to make it look, lived in. A lot of moving things around. At this point, I don't really add a whole bunch more stuff, I don't think. I've had this one saved for a while. See, that's why I realized, and I was very sad that you can't size up that picture. Um, I'd had this saved for a while, so then I just went in and added some chairs outside so Sims could eat outside since that was something that was in the original um, thrifty store as well, so I didn't want to remove that. And I could have stylized the thrifty as like thrift and then tea, but I just threw it all together with the Y at the end instead of doing the cute little pun. It would have been so cute if they're like, I always talk about the cat succulent plants, which I think I just placed. Yeah, it would have been cute if there was a Freezer Bunny one, because I totally would have placed that in this build. But there was not. But yeah, so this is available on the gallery, just like all my other speed builds. I also post a lot of different builds on there that I don't talk about on my channel. This is just kind of something fun that I like to do, um, just to post houses and talk about them. And yeah, overall, it's just something fun I get to do. So yeah, if you like these builds at all, feel free to check out more of my builds on the gallery. My origin ID is Keely Cat, just like my YouTube account. But yeah, feel free. I have mostly they're all original builds. Some of them are just like furnished builds from other stuff on the gallery, which isn't super common except for the one castle that's like the third one that pops up. I just sized down the castle that someone else built and put in some furniture. But other than that, almost every other build on my channel is an original build, mostly the little homes. But yeah, so if you like what you saw here, feel free to check it out, and you can download this house right on the gallery. Again, that's Keely Cat 4. Hopefully you enjoyed. I had fun making this house, and hopefully you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the build.